blanking, blapping morning. We're going express. Hell with it. But I do get to say, let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Because we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Don't ask. Oh, yeah! I'm glad we're here, even if it is for a short show. I just messaged Errol Marks. I'll have him come on tomorrow because I'm planning a 3-hour spectacular. In the meantime, good morning and welcome to the twisted, tripped out, tripped up Thursday edition, express edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us at the bottom of the 10 a.m. hour. Just got a confirmation from Errol Marks. He says yes, so he will join us tomorrow because it will be a 3-hour spectacular leading into the Easter weekend. And I got a big piece of news in women's college basketball. One of the biggest names in college basketball is ready for a change of scenery. You ought to know this name, folks. Iowa State star Audie Crooks, who ranks second in scoring, is reportedly entering the transfer portal. She led the Big 12 in field goal percentage and points per game this season. She entered the season as an All-American, the second straight year in which she received that honor. She turned in a dominant junior year, averaging 25 points and 7 rebounds. Iowa State could not advance past the first round of the NCAA tournament. After going 22-10 and entering a number 8 seed, the Cyclones lost to 9th seed Syracuse in the game that we covered in the first round of the tournament. She should draw plenty of interest on the market as she has been a dominant scoring force since she first took the court. After averaging 19 points as a freshman, she has seen her scoring average rise in each season. She managed to jump up to 25 points as a junior, trailing only Vanderbilt's Michaela Blakes for the highest scoring average in women's college basketball this season. So a lot of good luck wishes to Audie Crooks. I look forward to seeing where you land and where you play next season. And that's big. That's a big loss, Victor, for Iowa State.
Massive loss.
Because, and we've talked about Audie Crooks all year. Matter of fact, we covered a few of her games. We did play-by-play for a few of her games. Audie Crooks is the most dominant big in the nation, save Sarah Strong from Connecticut.
Right. And
okay,
losing that big presence in the middle is going to severely hurt Iowa State.
And Iowa State has no, as far as I am concerned right now, this may change over the course of the summer and the fall next year. Iowa State has no one else to lean on.
No.
That's big. That's a big loss for Iowa State. The question is, Victor, after news like this, and remember, this story is going to be updated. Okay, I read that from yahoo.com. Let me give credit where credit is due. Chris Quick was the reporter. If she does transfer, a big name college is going to have eyes out for her, like South Carolina, like Texas, like LSU. Oh man, can you imagine all the crooks at LSU with Kim Mulkey? Wow, that would be something, wouldn't it?
Very much so.
That would be something. Or I will put this thought out there and I will scare the bejesus out of people. Imagine all the crooks playing with Gino Auriemma at UConn.
I was just thinking that too. I'm like UConn, she'd go right to UConn and they'll become even more of a powerhouse.
Can you imagine UConn nabbing or having Sarah Strong and then nabbing Audi Crooks?
Oh man. People would lose their
And
minds.
Gino and Gino is Gino.
Right.
You know his team is going to be recruiting like crazy.
Exactly.
And they develop their players. There's a concept for you. They develop their players.
Ooh, we'll get into that in a bit.
Mm-hmm. We will definitely get into that. Now I can't do it the way I want to do it because I don't have the element up here. So I'll do it this way. The Oakland Raiders, that's for you, Napoleon, have signed veteran quarterback Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins to I believe a 1-year deal. Napoleon, you can correct me on that if you would, please. But 2 Chainz Cousins, after all the speculation we have done on this show, is a Raider.
And you know that Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins, that Playmaker's given a sigh of relief.
Yeah, because the Rams also explored a deal with him.
Right.
And they have a veteran of their own to take care of in Matthew Stafford. I'd rather have Matthew Stafford at age 37 than Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins at age 38. So Cousins lands with the Oakland Raiders. I know they're in Las Vegas, but this is one of those the hell with it this morning. This is one of those the hell with it shows this morning. Does he give stability to the quarterback position for the Raiders?
What he does is he's bridging the gap. They're basically going to do the same thing that the Falcons did with Kirk being there, and then you had Michael Penix, coming in off the draft. Because if the Raiders, if everything breaks the right way, the Raiders get Mendoza.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that
they're drafting Mendoza.
Right. So they're drafting Mendoza. So you're basically doing the exact same thing that the Falcons did, just at a lesser price. You gotta remember.
Yeah.
When he was at Atlanta, that was a 4-year deal. This is pretty much just a 1-year deal. So
4 years, $188 million when he signed with Atlanta 2 years ago.
Right. So
and now the Falcons jettison. And now the Falcons jettison him, and the Raiders pick him up. And Napoleon Dynamite is with us, as well as the Empress is here. She says, "Evening to you." The cuteness withdrawal is very real.
Yes, the cuteness withdrawal is very real. And
she doesn't seem. Wait, just a moment. She doesn't seem to think so. We'll get back to 2 Chainz in a moment. But I got to do this for her since she's off on a holiday in Korea. She's off on a holiday in Korea, and we wish her well. We wish her very, very safe travels. Don't want nothing to happen to her, but I have to do it because she said it herself. Wait, didn't have the volume up. See, this is one of those stuff episodes.
I am cute.
There we go. Terms are not available at this time for the contract, which may mean
It might be more than 1 year.
Thank you. It may be more than 1 year. It just may be more than 1 year. Imagine if that is the case.
Oh my God, then it would be worse because right now the Raiders still look fairly smart because you're probably going to have maybe do a half year, half with Kurt, and then the other half with Mendoza.
Well, here's a question since we're talking Raiders, and beginning next week we will dive into all the moves of all the teams as we lead up to the draft and our live draft coverage. Yes, we are going there.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
If 2 Chainz is signed for more than a year, do you A, let him have the keys for now and let Mendoza develop? Or B, do you push Mendoza into the fire and give him the keys the same way the Colts did with Peyton Manning?
That's a tough question because I would say Mendoza is a better quarterback than Cousins is, at least because of the youth on his side. I still maintain it's a half-half. You have Mendoza kind of sit behind Kirk, let Kirk take the wheel and show, because Kirk isn't a trash quarterback. Let's be real. He has some skills. He has an upside. He showed it when he was in Atlanta the first year.
He threw for 500 yards against Tampa Bay in a Thursday night game that we did.
Right. The problem with Kirk Cousins is, as has always been, health. He cannot stay healthy.
That was the problem he had at Michigan State. That was the problem he had in the NFL with the Washington Redskins. And yes, to all the PC folks who just cringed just now, I did say Washington Redskins. And he had that problem with Atlanta.
Right.
And he especially had that problem with the Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
Torn ACL, anybody?
So you let Kirk go as long as his body allows, because he's up to 30, I believe now. He's 37.
Yeah.
And you have Mendoza learn from him, and with his own skill set, he comes in and he'll take over the reins, if not this year, next year.
Right. But I got the feeling the Raiders are going to throw him into the fire early in the season.
They might. They do tend to do that because Raiders are not known for patience, sadly.
You know something? The last 2, not only serviceable, but dare I say, great quarterbacks for the Raiders were Jim Plunkett, who led him to 2 Super Bowl wins, and Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon the Cannon.
You remember Rich Gannon when he took that 2002 Raiders team to the Super Bowl?
I just call him the Cannon. Rich the Cannon Gannon.
Averaging, what were the Raiders before they ran into Tampa Bay? What were they averaging? 33 points a game. If memories, Napoleon, you're online. Look this up for me. The 2002 Raiders scoring average. I want to say it was 30 points plus.
I'm pretty sure it was. I
want to say it was plus 30. Then they ran into Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay got 5 interceptions off of Gannon. But the last 2 great Raider quarterbacks were Rich Gannon and Jim Plunkett. And I hate to say this aloud, Raider Nation, but they've had nothing but scrubs since then.
Sadly so.
They've had nothing but scrubs. Good Lord. Do I mention Jamarcus Russell?
Unfortunately, there's no allure to playing for there's no allure playing for Oakland like it used to be.
No. I will say this. The last serviceable quarterback for the Raiders was Terrell Pryor. And what they do to him, they converted him to wide receiver.
Yeah, which I didn't understand. And Terrell Pryor, wasn't he from
Ohio State?
Yeah, he's from Ohio State.
It's like now for the Raiders, it's like now what do we do? 28.1. Thank you, Napoleon. 28.1. Did they lead the league in scoring? I believe that to be true. I don't have the best setup over here, so I can't multitask the way I want to. I will hopefully this weekend. Hopefully this weekend I'll be able to have one of the toys that I need, and thanks to Zero in advance for it. But they averaged 28.1 points a game in 2002. Sadly, in between Jim Plunkett and Rich Gannon, and beyond Rich Gannon, the Raiders have had quarterbacks who, dare I say it, sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Wilson took over. Listen, Mark Wilson took over for Jim Plunkett in 1985 after the Raiders won the Super Bowl. The last year of Jim Plunkett was 1984.
Right.
And then he got hurt in 1985. Mark Wilson took over.
Yep.
Was hurt for the better part of 2 years. And then nothing's
happened.
And then Rich Gannon shows up after Gannon was traded to the Oakland Raiders from the Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
And as I mentioned, since then, nothing since Ridgen. And now they have 2 Chainz Cousins in their stable. Now the question is, and I'll ask this of the fans in the chat here. Genevieve says, funny thing, the show starts at 11 p.m. Korea time. I hope you're safe in Korea, my dear. We miss you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
The cuteness withdrawal is very real, folks.
Don't let it fool you. Is extremely real.
Don't let it fool you. It is very real. But
very real.
My question remains for Raider Nation. Do you let 2 Chainz become your immediate starter, or should you draft Fernando Mendoza, because it is not official yet until they make the call? But the assumption is the Raiders will indeed draft Fernando Mendoza.
If they don't, they will look like the absolute turkeys of the draft.
Should the case do?
Yeah, if they don't, they'll be the turkeys of the draft. They'll be the turkeys of the draft if they don't pick up Mendoza. Immediately.
If they don't pick Mendoza, you know who's? Just a moment. Errol Marks will join us tomorrow. Big time Jet fan and a very, very dear friend of us, of me, and of the show. If the Raiders don't draft Fernando Mendoza, you know who's sitting there waiting for him at number 2?
Jets.
The New York Jets.
The Jets. And after they jettisoned Justin Fields, they are in desperate need of a new quarterback.
Let's dive in and talk Jets. Who is their quarterback?
Don't know.
The question should, let me rephrase the question. The question should be, who should be their quarterback?
It should be Mendoza, unless they find
it ain't going to be Mendoza, because I would assume that the Raiders are going to draft him.
Yeah, so it had to be someone from the draft, because there's no one in the free agency pool that's going to really set it up. And there's Droid. And Droid's actually smiling.
Y'all have been bullying me for months since 2 Chainz Cousins got released. And now look who's laughing. Me. Because Napoleon has to deal with Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins.
And you got to deal with Justin Fields.
Right. You said deal with Justin Fields.
I would rather deal. Okay. Unfortunate
listen,
to say,
Droid, you got to deal with Justin Fields.
I would rather deal with Justin Fields than deal with Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins. Because even though Justin Fields can't throw the ball, he can at least run it down the field.
But but the problem is with Justin Fields, and I've said this since his days at Ohio State, well, they let him.
Well, here you know what? The positive for the both of you, neither one you deal with Scam Newton. So you're both fine.
Hell no. Hell no.
So neither
Thank
you
the
Every
nor
single
Lord.
team has to deal with Scam Newton.
Nobody has to deal with Scam Newton. And the next person who I borrow from Charles Barkley, and I mean this very kiddingly. All right. I will not do what was said in Charles Barkley's sentence. In fact, I'll put the word quote in front of it. But to borrow from the legendary Charles Barkley, the next person who tells me that Scam Newton is a Hall of Fame candidate,
oh Lord,
I'm just gonna slap the hell out of him right on the spot.
there you go.
I would not do that. I would not. I would not do that. I would not do that. That's just no. I would not do that. I'm kidding as all get out as I say that. Now, back to football business. Back to football business. Man, wow. You know what? Let me take a break. Let's take a break. And Deets is saying Chrome, it's doing its Chrome things. But he's here. Matter of fact, let's use the rest of today's episode to talk free agents, to talk NFL free agency. Oh, well, you know what? Let me just take a break and get organized.
Yeah, I gotta get some baseball in.
I was gonna say we can't just talk NFL in this time of year.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
We're
You
not
got
going
NBA, NHL playoffs around the corner. You got the MLB season underway, and the NFL season is still not for another. How many months? I guess 6.
And
the only thing we
kidding
can
as I say
truly
that.
talk in the
I'm
month of
kidding as I
April
say
in terms of the NFL is the draft, because the draft is in April. It's near my birthday. I was born on April 28th, 2003, for those who don't know.
April
And that's the only
28th.
thing we can talk about. Yes, sir.
Nah, we got more to talk about in the NFL. Free agency moves, but we'll do all that tomorrow and make it a football Friday. We will make it a football Friday.
Friday.
All right.
What was that?
I said a fantastic football Friday.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Well, all right. I got a few. I loaded up some things. I unloaded some things out of the truck. Now I'm loading back up some things. So we'll take a break in a moment. But you know what? You know what we'll do before we take a break, Victor? I made a promise to you, and I'm going to keep it.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the random musings of all yours, partner.
All right. I'm going to cuss a lot because I'm going to be using gratuitous use of the F word, and the F word I'm using is fundamentals. Mainly, where have they gone? The past few games that I have heard from the Chicago White Sox, and we'll get into that as well, because I said heard and not seen. The past 2 games that I've heard about the Chicago White Sox has been abysmal.
Awful.
And disappointing.
Just awful.
First game against the Brewers. They scored 1 run in the first inning and 1 run in the last inning. Where was the rest of that?
In blue and yellow.
In blue and
It's
yellow.
up and it's gone and it's out of here.
Then you get to what happened during the Marlins game.
Oh God!
Which they won. They won the series. Great. Then what happened afterwards?
Thank you, Droid. Give me this camera.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Chicago White Sox won a game against the Marlins. Hey.
And then what happened?
Nothing.
They lost.
I wouldn't be as mad as I am if it was just a loss. They got shelled. Now,
Twice.
I understand that this is a young team. It's going to take some time for them to get the reps going so they can get back to prominence. I get that.
Who's that Japanese player that y'all got?
Murakami.
Murakami. There was a moment I remember in the World Baseball Classic where it seemed like Shohei Ohtani was giving him pointers.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody, the funniest thing I ever heard, somebody said, "Yo, he's giving him his dead zones. What is this?"
Look, Murakami's going to be something special. I can already see that.
Unfortunately, it won't be on the
Murakami
White Sox.
by mid-season. And this team, I believe in this team. Not now, but I believe in this team. They're going to be something special by mid-season. But now, I joined Victor.
It's a lack of fundamentals.
Yeah.
Dietz said it last week. What is the one thing you should be doing if you're at the bat? Get him on, get him over, get him in. Once again, I am subjected to see the White Sox unable to hit.
With runners and listen, I'll give you 4 letters. And I've said it for 3 years now in our coverage of the Chicago White Sox. RISP. What's that stand for? Runners in scoring position.
No, we had a short game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Marlins are hitting the ball left and right. I think they actually had 2 home runs in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think, all right, White Sox, time to get behind them and, get some guys on board. Nope. 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2, 3 out.
Double play out. Double play out.
That's all we got. And it's not just White Sox. It is baseball as a whole. It seems like everyone's trying to swing for the fences.
Mm-hmm.
It's the long ball effect. Everyone wants to get, hit one and go yard, and it's like that's not how the game is played. Solo shots don't help.
No, they don't.
You need to get multiple guys on and multiple guys in. Yes, the Sox have some grand slams. But my goodness. And then, I think it's a Thursday game. How many errors do they have, Snowman?
3.
3 big errors.
5 errors in 5 innings in 2 games.
That's disgusting.
Very disgusting.
Just a lot. There's no utilization of the bunt at all.
Mm-hmm.
There's no utilization of the fielder's choice at all.
None.
There doesn't seem to be any run discipline either. Like, there's nothing. And I question this, and I'll ask you guys, is this a player problem or is this an analytics issue?
It's both. It's both.
It's the analytics era of baseball that has ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I hate analytics.
Because it seems like ever since analytics has been introduced and has been prioritized, the players go for certain parts of analytics and they leave everything else by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no fundamentals. No one is training for bunts. No one's training for suicide squeezes. No one's training for situational running. No one's training for, hit for contact.
The last time the White Sox ran a suicide squeeze play, the 2005 Division Series. Who was the runner at third? If you can believe it, A.J. Pierzynski.
Yeah. It's not just a White Sox problem. This is a baseball problem in general.
It is. It truly is.
No one is really trying to stick with fundamentals. No one's trying to stick with what works.
I'm sorry. Did you say what works?
What has worked has been fundamentals. Go back to 2005. Small ball. We were batting in runs. We were batting around. Yes. Did the White Sox hit the long ball during that time? Absolutely. Absolutely. They were hitting the long ball. Joe Creedy was going yard. Paul Konerko was going yard.
Which the
Jermaine Dyer
Brewers
was
hit
going
us
yard.
3 times in that Brewer series.
Right.
You know what's great about the 2005 team? They played small ball, and yet they still had 5 players with at least 20 home runs.
Right.
They led the majors in home runs, but they also led the majors in singles and doubles.
Because it wasn't a priority. It was just get them on, get them over, and get them in. That's all you had to do.
Mm-hmm. Ryan McCarthy's with us saying, good day, Snow Crew. Good day to you, my friend. And McCarthy backs it up with analytics were introduced in the 1980s by Davey Johnson when he managed the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
He was a genius at the time. Problem is, analytics has replaced guts as a primary strategy. Yeah. And I'm going to make a lot of baseball fans mad when I say the following. You know, last manager that managed with his guts, you know this name, Ozzie Guillen.
Ozzie Guillen.
Close. Well,
it's gotten to the point where no one is really trying to be that full 5-tool player, and it's starting to show. And the games are starting to get worse. How many teams do people really root for nowadays? How many teams people really start rooting for nowadays? Maybe 1, maybe 2. Of course, everyone has their home team. Dog has the Red Sox. We got the White Sox. George got the Bruins. Not the Bruins. What am I saying Bruins for?
Don't you ever associate that team name with me.
Has the Royals, and Napoleon has the A's. But there used to be one team that actually everyone universally kind of liked. Whether it was the Braves, sometimes it was the Phillies.
Blue the Blast game has gone from meme to a strat. Look at Fit Down Sports. He said something that is so true. I could shut this down. Blooping and Blast has gone from a meme to a strategy.
Yep, that's true. That is true.
No, it reminds me of. Everybody trying to copy. You know what it reminds me of? Yeah. Everybody trying to copy what the Warriors are doing.
Right, the 3-ball.
Victor, go ahead.
You can go into football. It's kind of the same thing where you have people trying to do the Hail Mary when a play action pass or even a run can score your touchdown. And it's getting worse and worse and worse because, again, just the basic things that you learned in Pee Wee baseball, you're not seeing done. And these comes another one. When was the last time you saw the stolen base being used as a weapon for success? I'll ask Droy.
Absolutely.
When was the last time the stolen base was used as a weapon for success?
Henderson, Vince Coleman.
KGJ Jr. He used to do it too.
Now, the White Sox have a player that could steal 100 in this season. Name is Luis Angelo.
Dave Roberts. Sorry, Ray McCarthy.
Ken Griffey Jr., a slugger who stole bases. How's that for a concept?
Because he had the speed.
Victor, we're up against a break.
Yep, I'm pretty much done here. We need to start make fundamentals fundamental again.
What the?
It's about time. And I think we're ready for our break.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the random musings of
Victor.
mudded if you're trying to speak.
No, he's looking at something. D says, I'm the same way, Snowman. Phone and wall nearly met this morning. Oh, no, he has
something.
Wait, no, he's okay. What's up?
So this is what I don't like.
What's that?
I don't like when stuff happens that ruins the show. Well, it was my fault we couldn't start on time today. And Jody. And the other part is this thing wouldn't boot up. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to change browsers.
Okay.
We're going to change browsers. I'm going to talk with the crew about it. But we're going to get on out of here because this doggone blankety blank bleep bleep thing is pissing me off. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope y'all are too. And we're not streaming through Google Chrome anymore. Out.
And no Tam today.
No Tam today. Tomorrow, 3 hours of Snowman in the morning, and it may become permanent starting Monday. We are out of here. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.